Morning, this is Chuck.
And Linda.
Why not wander? First morning after our first night of boondocking after the sale of our house and becoming full-time RVers. Now, I'm just gonna turn this around slow. We're not really organized, but we are living here. Linda just kind of covered stuff up. I was trying to upload yesterday's video, but we're at Lowe's. The internet's just not quite fast enough. It shut off during the upload last night. I started again this morning. Said it was going to take over 2 hours to download less than 600 megabytes of video. So we're going to go find a coffee shop, try and download that video. Linda's got a little bit of work to do.
Right. I was going to say the Lowe's internet, and we're out at the end of the parking lot, and the Lowe's internet was strong enough and did work. I could stay here and do my work. It won't work to upload your video because it's not fast enough, but it was working just fine for me for my purposes.
It's good internet. We had no problem doing emails, banking, that sort of thing, but it just isn't quite enough for YouTube videos. So we're leaving Sparky and Jasper.
And Cooper right here.
And Cooper is usually hiding under a blanket. There he is.
And we get Lily today.
We're going to leave them while we run over to the coffee shop and just doing our walk around to the vehicles. We're going to take the pickup and trailer for right now, leave the motor home with the dogs here. Looks like we got something leaking, just a little bit of water there right now. Have to take care of that before too long. Knew we had a small leak. We thought it wasn't big enough to mess with while we were trying to get out of the house. So now it's getting to be enough to mess with. Check the straps on the extension ladder tied down on top of the trailer here. Hitch looks good, it's locked. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off and have a look over there, see what might be dripping water. So be making more video today as we start our travels. Leaving Cheyenne, headed for Sidney, Nebraska to our son's house for today. Okay, got Miss Linda out here with me running the camera. Gonna have a look, see what this water leak is here. We checked water leaks, fixed water leaks. One thing about having a used RV, I guess they're always gonna have a water leak every year. Now, this is not the first time we've used it this year. I did some winter boondocking in January, made a video of that. We made a trip to Arkansas in, what was it, February. Now we've got a new leak. Had a real small drip yesterday. Filled the water tank out here boondocking today. Looks like it's coming right out of this water compartment. Oh, looky there. Get the camera in here. This is our fresh water fill. I just replaced that. I broke one of those a couple years ago, so this isn't even that old. Just had this elbow. She's coming right out of there. Oh yeah, turn the water pump on. It's a major leak. So, okay, that's why every time we turn the water pump on, it takes a while to build up pressure.
Yep.
It's leaking back through. So, all right. Well, it is just a little after 7.
Would Lowe's have what we need?
Lowe's would not have what we need. It's an RV specific part. But that exact part, when I replaced it a couple years ago, I got it at the camper place, which is only a couple miles away. So we're going to shut off the video. We'll seek out our coffee shop, try and download yesterday's video. Then we'll go out to the camper spot. This is about a 5-minute fix. So actually, though I don't like water leaks, I'm happy to have found what the problem is with the water pump.
I'm happy it's not the black tank.
Oh, no kidding. We had that on once. All right, folks, we'll talk to you later. Hello, it's Chuck. Why not wander? We have left Cheyenne. We're just going over the overpass at Archer. Just east of Cheyenne, you can see the snow-covered mountains to the west. Linda's ahead of me driving the RV, pulling the car on the tow dolly. I'm in the truck pulling the trailer, if you can see in the mirror right there. Just getting ready to get on Interstate 80, head east. First stop, Sidney, Nebraska. Planning on spending tonight at son Adam's house in Sidney. So just an update where we're at, what we're doing. He headed east towards Nebraska. Goodbye, Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's been a fun ride. Now it's on to other things. Pine Bluffs is the last town going east on Interstate 80 out of Wyoming. So, goodbye, Wyoming. I'm going to miss you. Hope to visit often. We'll see what the future brings. But the town of Pine Bluffs right over here, actually the interstate cuts through town. Nice little rest area here on the right. The interstate comes through, it curves. See some houses on the bluffs. This is the bluffs with the pine trees. Over here is the main part of the town. Interstate 80 cuts right through it. Then right on the eastern edge of town, there's a gas station. It used to be a gas station down on Highway 30, the old Lincoln Highway, that had a sign out in front. Half the building was in Nebraska, half the building was in Wyoming. They had a sign out front with a line drawn through it, show which state you were in at which particular time. But this is it. Goodbye, Wyoming. Hello, the rest of the country. Right here is the state line sign coming up. But Nebraska, the good life, home of Arbor Day. We have left Wyoming. We have about 60 more miles to go. It's 100 miles from Cheyenne to Sidney, where we're going to spend the night, which also happens to be the home of Cabela's world headquarters, world's foremost outfitter, they claim to be. It used to be a gas station down on Highway 30, the old Lincoln Highway, that had a sign out in front. Half the building was in Nebraska, half the building was in Wyoming. They had a sign out front with a line drawn through it, show which state you were in at which particular time. But this is it. Goodbye, Wyoming. Hello, the rest of the country. Right here is the state line sign coming up on the right. There's the Wyoming. Nope, maybe the Wyoming state line sign was back just a little bit. But Nebraska, the good life, home of Arbor Day. We have left Wyoming. We have about 60 more miles to go. It's 100 miles from Cheyenne to Sidney, where we're going to spend the night, which also happens to be the home of Cabela's world headquarters, world's foremost outfitter, they claim to be. I've often stayed at the Walmart right across the highway from Cabela's, but that's our traveling goal for today. So I had to come down to North Platte, Nebraska, pick up my old work car. This is where I used to work. This is Bailey Yards, Union Pacific Railroad, just west of North Platte, Nebraska. I hired out here a number of years ago. It's where I retired from. Then about 11 years ago, I moved up to Cheyenne. Still work for the railroad, but used to come down here on trains from Cheyenne. I've got a car down here. I'm going to pick up that car, take it back to Sidney, son Adam's house. I'm not sure yet what we're going to do with it, but that's where I am, what I'm doing today. Going to leave the truck here at the railroad yards for a few days. We'll be back through on Monday with just the RV and the other car, and head on down, headed southeast, stopping Lincoln, down to Tulsa, over to Arkansas. Bailey Yards, North Platte, billed as the largest railroad classification yard in the world. I used to work for them till I retired. Right out the window here right now. That's their Golden Spike Observation Tower. It's kind of a tourist thing, but it's a place where people can go. You can go up in that tower and overlook the Bailey classification yard, eastbound, westbound humps, switching yards. Quite an attraction for a lot of people. Railroad buffs from across the country can come here and see a Class A railroad in action from that observation tower. My car's parked over here. That's the yard office where train crews come and go to work. Left my car over there a couple of weeks ago before I retired. Just now coming down to get it. So, current events. It's Wednesday, May 11th. North Platte, Nebraska. Bailey Yards for the Union Pacific Railroad. Okay, Sparky and I are in the old car. 91 Dodge Dynasty. Got a circular crack in the windshield, happened in a hailstorm a couple years ago. Going down to the other end of the rail yards, which is there's the town of North Platte up ahead of us there. Platte River Valley. It's where the North Platte and the South Platte rivers come together, just east of town out by the airport. Railroad's a major employer. Buffalo Bill Cody started his Wild West show right here in this town. North Platte, Nebraska. Had a ranch out just about north of where we are right now, up near the North River. It's about a mile away to the north. The South River is less than a mile to the south that way. We're headed east. Gonna go see if we can find a part for the RV at the local RV dealer. Broke a couple cabinet latches on the RV on the way down to Sidney this morning. Hopefully they'll have some. Okay, made it back to Sidney, Nebraska. Here with the RV. Got the RV parked here in front of son Adam's house. Back here in back is that 91 Dynasty I went to get. Also, today, as mentioned earlier about our city water hookup was leaking. Got a plug to stick in there. I did get the part to repair it at an RV dealer. I just need time to stick that in. Just goes in there. In the meantime, this is keeping that one-way valve from leaking back through, so our water is operating properly. As you can see on the ground, it's dry underneath now. There's no leaks. So far, everything's working great with the tow dolly. A little trouble with the trailer earlier. One of the jacks dropped down. But 91 Dynasty here. Good running old car. Isn't looking like much anymore. But now, just before we got to Sidney earlier, this compartment right here came open. Okay, driving down the highway. I don't know how Miss Linda noticed it in the mirror, but what happened, I don't know. We probably had something riding in here, and we're frantically loading to get out of the house. I got a bunch of heavy stuff on the bottom. I'm pretty sure I'd set something on top of all of that, and it apparently fell against the door, broke the two latch plungers here and on this side. Now, I took one from up there, which had two good latches, replaced this one here, so I had a good latch here, still a good latch on that one. They each have two. Then while I was in North Platte, I managed to find one new one. So I'm going to slip it on this compartment because it has heavier stuff in it than what this has left. It just has heavy stuff that can't get over the lip. Then the mat, which won't be doing any damage. Here's Miss Linda coming out of the RV. We're going to stay here at son Adam's house. Has some burgers for supper. Stick this latch in the door. Then we'll probably call it a night. Oh yeah, we got a new puppy. Lily has been added to the brood. Little girl dog Bandon we got from the animal shelter. Granddaughter Bentley trying to control. They both want to be the boss here. That's not working out real well, but they're going to go cook some hamburgers. I'm going to fix the latch. Then we're going to call it a night. We're going to boondock right here in front of Adam's house for the night. Hit the road again tomorrow. So y'all have a great night. If you like our videos, please subscribe. Click the like button. Make any comments you may have. If there's anything you'd like to see us do a video about on our travels, let us know. Right now, this is our new life. We are houseless, living in the RV full time. This is Chuck. Why not wander? Why not wander with us? Good night.